Galaxy Tab S7 FE phone. Hello, hello to the folks who just joined us. Do you mind sharing your name? Okay, I don't see them anymore. So it's probably Hannah and Judith.
Hi, good evening. Yes, it's Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi. I wanted very much to be at this meeting, but I had to make a last-minute appointment, and I hope I'll have service through the whole meeting.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
for being here.
Thank you.
my dining room tool while they're waiting.
Thanks, Linda. I'm just gonna put you on mute real quick if that's okay.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Quick question. Did the meeting start?
Hi, Grace. I was just actually typing this in the chat, but we're just waiting for quorum to begin.
Okay, so everybody that's there in person, well, I counted school, yeah, okay. All right, see you soon.
just joined from their Samsung phone. Would you mind unmuting and letting us know your name?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
It's Rosemary E. Dugan Golston. I'm on the train, I'm on my way.
Okay.
Let me
All right.
make sure I said that.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Okay. You're welcome.
What's going on?
We don't have quorum.
Did the meeting start or didn't it?
No, it hasn't.
Wow.
I have no idea if the meeting starts, Grace. I can't hear a thing.
I know, I can't hear or see anything.
Hi ladies, sorry it has not started yet. We are still waiting for quorum.
Okay. So if we don't get quorum, then the elections will take place. We can't approve any minutes and so on, right?
Grace, I'm sorry, we just need a few more minutes.
Hi, Emily, this is Judith from DYCD.
Hi Judith.
Hi, I'm gonna join back in 10 minutes, all right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'm on the train, I know you can see that.
Hi Rosemary, we have you on the train. You're coming.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Hello, whoever joined from the 917-586 number, could you just unmute and identify yourself? Nine one seven 586. Okay, you're unmuted. Can you let us know your name, please? Hello, hello. Whoever joined from their phone, can you let us know your name, please? 917-586-3717.
You get me? Joseph here.
Hi, Joseph. Sorry, what was last name?
Here.
Here. Got you. Thank you. Okay, now we have quorum, so we will begin shortly.
Wonderful.
Good evening, everyone. Do the folks online hear me? Does anybody hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do that again.
Good evening, everyone. Do you folks hear me?
People online, you hear?
The ones who are attending
hear you.
online, do you hear me?
I can hear.
Okay, great. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We finally reached quorum. It's now 6:25 p.m. I want to begin by thanking the NBA and the New York Knicks for that. Running interference and having a game scheduled for tonight, because then we certainly would not have reached quorum. So, on behalf of everybody here, and I know we don't have to entertain a motion on that, we wish them well, and we look forward to winning the championship.
Emily? I'm really sorry to interrupt, but I don't think the audio is that good, and I don't know who's speaking without having a visual on the table, the dais.
Thanks, Carrie. I think we are trying to figure that out.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
Can you hear me
Still
now?
very quiet.
Testing 1, 2.
And for me, if I can't see this, I guess if they say who they are before they speak each time, the speakers. Oh, yay!
Okay, for those who want me to identify myself, I will gladly do so. My name is Itchy or Isaac Heschel, and I serve currently as the chair of this wonderful CAB board. We'll begin now with the roll call.
I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, if you could just wait until they put a visual on the table. Only now. Thank you.
Visual.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, we're gonna call the roll. Amber Adler. The Honorable Cordell Clear. Isaac Heschel is here. Chloe Cargill.
We cannot hear still.
Chloe Cargill. Can you hear me?
I'm really sorry. Can you start? I didn't even know you were taking roll. It's so quiet.
I do think I heard my name. This is Chloe Cargill on the Zoom.
I got you.
It's still pretty muffled though.
Okay, I'm gonna scream in this microphone. Can you hear me now? No. Can you hear me now? No. Oh, you can say no.
I can't hear.
If I may interrupt, there's a way to enable captioning, closed caption. Most meetings, I use that right on the screen or whatever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can't hear you.
Yeah.
Hi, Anita, this is Gideon Dunkley. We cannot hear you. I think you have some technical issues going on over there.
And we're trying
Okay,
to,
but we cannot hear you. Those of us who are on Zoom, we cannot hear you. Okay?
Hi, Dunkley, how are you, sir?
I am doing well. Now I can hear you. Good evening, everyone, and let's go next.
We didn't hear that, Dunkley, but nobody could hear what they're saying, so I don't even hear my name.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pierre, what are you saying?
I'm saying that I can't even hear what they're saying.
Yes, I know. We cannot hear what they're saying. I think they're having some kind of technical issues over there.
Bear with me, I'm fixing the audio.
testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear?
So how are you, Mr. Dunkley?
I'm fine, Mr. Pierre. I'm hanging in there one day at a time, sweet Jesus.
That's a good thing, sir. That's a good thing.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yes, sir.
It's 1 a.m. in my state right now.
Testing, but it's very, very low.
I'm in South Africa, so right now it's 1:25, 1:30.
Wow, really? Bring me some Cougarin. I need some Cougarin.
Sorry, everyone, if you could please refrain from speaking, we're just trying to test the audio.
Yeah, bring me some Cougarin and watch out for Ebola.
Hello? Hello, can you hear?
I can hear you saying hello. It's just low, but I can hear you saying hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Anita, I think the acoustic in that room is not good enough for us who are on Zoom.
It's heard great, very loud and clear.
That's pretty clear.
Hello, can you hear?
They heard you say
That's
hello.
better.
It's better?
Oh,
Can you speak in the mic so to see if they hear you?
Testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
I heard you say testing, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's pretty good. Does everybody online hear clearly right now?
It's muffled. It's loud, but it's muffled.
This might be saying
What about now? Testing, 1, 2, 3.
It's loud, but it's still muffled.
If I might, there's a roar in the background that was not there before. Like, oh, okay.
They're picking up voices without us speaking in the mic. Can you hear me right now?
I can hear you, Greg.
Yeah, yes, I can hear you.
We may need to try without the mics for the moment. The only problem is if we have questions from the floor. Can someone from the floor just speak to see if they hear? Mari, can you speak?
Hello? Can you all hear? If someone just speaks.
Why don't you take roll call? Take roll call first. Why don't you do that? And then we can proceed.
All right, let's try the roll call without the mics.
Anita, do you just want to, because I have the school place, so I can.
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Member Adler. Here. Cordell Fair. Nancy Castro. Zoe Cargill.
Present.
Present.
Liliana De La Rosa. Melissa Del Valle Ortiz. Rosemary Dudley Wilson.
Here.
Dean Edwards.
Here.
Nicholas Thompson or Tiffany Arroyo. Gregory Hamburg.
Here.
Vanessa Gibson, Nelson Palacios, or Angel Chow. Brad Bartman Siegel, Mariola Ali.
Present.
Wanda Joseph.
Change it. No.
Wanda Joseph. For Martha B. Manuel Eliar.
Present.
All nine.
Here.
For Honorable Zoran Ladani. Honorable Julie Bennett. Morris Heights South Center, Gideon Dunkley. Gideon Dunkley.
Present.
Larry Moss. Present.
I'm sorry about that, Anita. I'm present. Gideon is present.
Neighborhood Housing Services of Staten Island, Joseph Pierre.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Gladys Pena. Nieta Pina. First Honorable Representative Prasad, Alex Rivera.
Here.
Honorable Representative Duncan Swanson.
Present.
The Honorable Donovan Richards, Susan Tannenbaum. Kim Robinson. Present. Chad Royer.
Chad Royer, present.
Abdul Shahi.
Present.
For Honorable Althea Stevens, Gary Mayhew.
Present.
Christopher Zimmer. For DJA, Kathy Rubin Pope. United Neighborhood Houses, Peggy Conley. Present.
Anita, did you call my name?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Samantha Royale. Lisa Walters.
Present.
And Elizabeth Kennedy. Shanna Zarkar.
Present.
And Grace Kavagu.
I'm here.
We achieved 4. You folks online hear me?
I think you could try the mic.
Yeah, I think you sound better with the mic, guys.
Better now?
That's better.
Excellent.
We'll work with it.
Okay, I appreciate it, thank you. As we have quorum, thank you. We will continue with the board correspondence and the recognition of CAB Low Income Sector Region 1, NDA Bronx 1, 2, and 9, the representative, Mr. Abdus Shahid. Mr. Shahid is a resident of Park Center in the Bronx and has served the Bangladeshi and Parkchester community for the past 43 years in many capacities, such as former member of NEB Bronx 10, where he served from 2013 through 2021 and participated in 3 community needs assessments. He's the founding president of the Bangladeshi American National Democratic Club, member of the New York City Police Department Clergy Liaison, former member of Bronx Community Board 9, and just recently became a member of Bronx Community Board 11. Mr. Shahid also serves on many boards in his community. I will now entertain a motion to accept Mr. Shahid as a member of this board. Motion to accept?
I move to accept the motion for Saeed to be a member. Chad Williams.
Gideon Delpy, second the motion.
Gideon, thank you for the second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Anyone abstaining? Mr. Shahid, it's an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to our board. Would you like to say a few words?
I give thanks to the board, the Permanent Nomination. I'm really glad to be member of the Community Action Board. I work with the advisory board of Bronx. This is the 13 to 21, right, with Anita. Thank you so much, Anita. Give me your email. If I don't find your email, I don't know anything about it. I'm really glad to join you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Welcome. Recognition of the election of CAB Low Income Sector Region 8, NDA Manhattan 9 and 12, Representative Ms. Eliana De La Rosa. Ms. De La Rosa is a practicing attorney who currently works as claims and contract counsel for an insurance management firm in New York City. Ms. De La Rosa is immensely proud of having been born and raised in Harlem as she grew up in the General Grant's houses at 124th Street and Broadway, where her mother continues to reside today. Ms. De La Rosa earned both a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and a BA in Spanish translation from the University of Maryland and a law degree from Howard University, and also serves on several boards in Harlem. She's also the former chairperson of NBA Manhattan 9 and former NBA chairperson representative on the CAB. We welcome Ms. De La Rosa to the NYC board as soon as we will vote on it. So we'll entertain a motion to accept Ms. De La Rosa.
I move to accept De La Rosa.
Second, I second the motion. And welcome, Mr. La Rosa.
Welcome, Mr. La Rosa.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Anyone abstaining? So moved. Thank you and welcome, Ms. De La Rosa. Ms. De La Rosa, are you here or online? Moving along, the designation of Ms. Chloe Cargill as an alternate representative of Columbia University Center on Poverty and Social Policy. dated April 8th, dear Mr. Heschel, pursuant to Article 3, Section 1B of the Community Action Board bylaws for the City of New York, I'm designating Chloe Cargill as my representative at board meetings from which I am absent. The representative's contact information is below. Please let me know if you have any questions regarding the above. Sincerely, Christopher Weimer. In your packet or in the email that you received, there were the minutes for the CAB meeting in full that was conducted on April 16th. We'll entertain a motion to accept those minutes.
I move to accept the minutes.
Donovan,
I second, Gideon Dunkley second.
Gideon, thanks for the second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Anyone abstaining? So moved. Thank you. Financial program quarterly report will be presented by Artis. Oh, I'm sorry. You should have in the packet as well the CAB calendar meeting for fiscal year 2027. We'll entertain a motion to accept the calendar. Donovan, seconded by Greg Hambrick. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Anyone abstaining? So moved. And now it gives me great pleasure to ask Artis Sangugan, to the Senior Budget Director for Community Development and Grants Management, to present the financial program quarterly report. Artis?
Can folks hear me?
Yes.
I'll be making two presentations this evening. I'll be making the usual financial management report, and I'll also be making a short report on the recent single audit that just ended.
Artis, can you make it a little larger, please? Thank you.
Sure. Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. So for the CAB financial report, I'm reporting today that the city fiscal year 26 budget is $36.4 million. And for the new members, the way the CSBG budget is allocated, around 79% of the budget is allocated towards program contracts. These are the direct services that CBOs provide on DYC's behalf. We have the Neighborhood Development Group, which comprises about 7 different sub-programs, including programs for seniors, healthy families, a couple of immigration programs, to name a few. We also have a separate immigration services program that's $2.8 million, adult literacy of $2.2 million. The Family Initiative is just over $3.5 million. One of our smaller programs, adolescent literacy, is just under $1 million, and our SYP program coming in at $3.4 million. Together, that's $28.8 million in the $36.4 million budget. The rest of the fund is spent on our contractual services. The biggest portion of that is our technical assistance program, our essential insurance program that CBOs buy into, to name a few of those, and also DYCD personnel services of $5.1 million. So that's how we're allocated. Now I'm going to talk about what's been spent or paid. We have received invoices totaling about $16 million from our program contracts. That's about 56% of the program budget, whereas we have disbursed 71% of the program budget at just over $20 million. The reason why we have disbursed more than we have received invoices for is that DYCD provides an advance to every CBO at the start of the city fiscal year that represents 50% of their budget. And as they submit invoices over the course of the year, we start to recoup some of those advances. So for folks who've been in the meeting early in the year, you would have noticed there was a very big gap between our year-to-date invoice and our payments. And that narrows naturally towards the end of the city fiscal year. Eventually, our expenses will equal our disbursements. There's not a lot of this expenses to date for our audit contracts. We're coming in at about 28% of the budget. And unlike our program contracts, there's no advance for these contracts. What's invoiced is what's paid. And our personal services is about 21% to date. So we have spent overall 49% of the CSBG budget. And now we're going to look at a comparison of where we were at the last meeting in April. We have grown our program contracts budget by about 26% since that last meeting. We were at 12.8% and now we're at $16 million. That's about 26%. However, our payments have only grown by 11%, and that emphasizes my point about us starting to recoup those advances. So overall, we have grown in the program contracts, invoices that we've received, but not so much in payments. And that concludes the financial report, and I'll have questions now if the chair prefers, or I can wait until my other presentation.
Let's do the other presentation, since we are running rapidly since we started.
Sure. Okay. Every entity that receives federal funding, if that's in excess of about $35 million, has to have what the feds call a single audit. So New York City as a whole has one single audit, and the auditor, in this case it's Grant Thornton, looks at every city agency and randomly picks a grant to audit. Because of COVID, and we had not had a single audit at DYCD for a couple of years, 2 grants were audited at DYCD, which is very unusual. It's usually just 1 grant. One of those grants is the Community Services Block Grant, and we received a finding from that audit. So I'm going to read that. It's related to our payroll cost and what was charged to the grant. The issue was limited to a small number of salary charges where costs exceeded the federal salary cap. And I'm just going to stop here and talk about the federal salary cap. Grantees of the federal government has to stick to certain rules and regulations. Some of that says that if you have staff on board that receives a salary over a certain number, you can't cost allocate 100% of that salary. You have to proportion that based on that. And so this is what this is about. The question cost was less than $20,000. This was not a repeat finding, and the audit did not identify it as a broader issue in DYCD's payroll process. DYCD has acknowledged the finding, completed its salary cap review, and made the necessary claim adjustments to the federal fiscal years impacted. DYCD is also strengthening its review process going forward, including confirming that salary information matches the correct allocation period, reviewing salary changes more closely, updating written procedures, and adding supervisory review. So that's the report on the single audit.
Thank you very much.
No questions?
I was about to ask.
Oh.
You said there were 2 audits, right? So those findings were in regards to one, or were those counting both audits?
Great question. Our cost allocation process is across the entire agency. We don't have one cost allocation for CSBG and another grant. So the same issue was in both grants.
Any other questions for artists?
Yeah, hi artists, thank you. This is Gideon. Is there a 990 that was filed?
I'm not sure what that is. I'm not an accountant, unfortunately.
No, it wouldn't be filed under that. That's for non-profit.
Well, yeah, but the companies that we're dealing with are the participants, people who are participating in our program. For the Black Grant, they are a non-profit organization and they should file a 990.
they should.
They're misunderstanding, they're thinking the audit was to the provider when it's.
No, it was DYCD that was audited, not our subrecipients. And
Okay.
these findings are related to DYCD staff.
Okay. Okay.
I like it, you see what your aim to play. But
So understanding we want to keep the agenda tight, I just had a quick question, because we never really talk about the technical assistance awards and like understanding providers are leveraging this, right? Is this a resource for providers who is technical assistance for UIC?
No, it's for our providers.
I mean, I would invite, we talk a lot about all the other contracts, but I would love to have an understanding of what these technical assistance providers are offering, because when we're talking about a budget deficit, significantly, yes, we're out of it, right? Thinking about where we can cut costs and where we can be efficient. I just want to, I hope many folks in the room would want to know that this is of actual use, and like how do we also assess if these providers offering technical assistance are actually helpful to providers.
That's a great point. And our unit doesn't deal with that, but we can table it and let the division of DYC who manages that know that this is something that the board wants.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Honors, thank you very much as well.
Thank you.
We will now entertain a motion to accept the financial program quarterly report.
so move, yeah, so move,
All right, who's moving it?
Joseph, yeah.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Chadwick.
Second to
Thank you.
motion, who's the second?
Chadwick.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor say aye. Any nays? Anyone abstaining? So moved. Unfortunately, Mike Bobbitt is not feeling well. So instead, he sent an outstanding replacement, and we look forward to hearing his remarks and presenting the commissioner's report.
Hello, everyone. Our teachers told me where to stand, so, okay, great. All right, so this is a little awkward because I'm looking here, but I will. There I am. Okay, this works. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. So, again, Anthony Ng, I'm the Chief of Operations in the Community Development Division. It's so good to be with all of you this evening. I know that we have a packed agenda, and I will get through this as quickly as I can. So, in terms of some news about DYCD, one of the biggest things that we did over these past few weeks is announce the awards of our COMPASS, Comprehensive After-School System of New York City, RFP. This is an expansion in after-school seats across the city, the biggest expansion in over a decade. And we're very pleased to report that on May 14th, the commissioner announced awards for 806 programs at public schools in all 5 boroughs. On April 6th, she had announced awards for 121 programs at community center-based locations throughout the city. Annual COMPASS funding now stands at $760 million due to this expansion. That includes 10,000 new seats for elementary school students beginning this year in large CBOs. And we're also happy to say that there will be new programs in some of the communities that have had the greatest barriers to access. In terms of those numbers, there'll be 71 new school-based programs and 13 new community center programs. And this being a new program model, we'll also have some of the program requirements will include social emotional learning, career exploration, and future readiness and inclusion. Also wanted to announce that on May 27th, the mayor announced Summer in NYC. Maybe you've seen it. A big part of the Summer in NYC announcement was the creation of a website where young people and families can go on there and find free or low-cost programming. It was actually an idea that our communications team came up with, and City Hall liked it. So City Hall is managing that website, and you can go on that website and search by zip code, by age, by interest, and find information about activities happening this summer. So, like for example, you can find information about all the World Cup events, all the free World Cup watch party events. You can find, if you're 18 and younger, you can find locations of the free summer meal program. You can find information about free museums, right? So, in announcing Summer in NYC, the mayor also announced, we'll be continuing a summer safety plan, which we at DYCD have done the past few years. So that will continue again and again. That involves ramping up recreation opportunities and workforce development opportunities, ensuring that gun violence interrupters are deployed to mediate any feuds that may happen in neighborhoods, and if there is a shooting, unfortunately, they will be ready to respond to those incidents. And of course, we have all the summer programs that's part of the summer, right? We have SYP, Saturday Night Lights, and then our community centers are staying open until 11 o'clock on the weekends. A few other items. So on May 26th, we had a visit from a fellow community action agency from Washington, D.C. The group is Uniting People with Opportunities. The CEO, Andrea Thomas, made a visit to New York because she wanted to meet with a professor at the New School, Derek Hamilton. And after that meeting, we hosted them here. And Derek Hamilton's interest is around the economy and how do we make sure the economy can support New Yorkers and even the provider workforce. So he had a chance to meet with us and our commissioner and wants to keep the conversation going. On June 3rd, New York State's Office of Children and Family Services hosted their inaugural Fatherhood Steering Committee for the it's nyc.gov/after school. Okay, but back to my report. So on June 3rd, there was a Fatherhood Steering Committee meeting in Albany. Deputy Commissioner Mike Bobbitt attended. Adam Torres, our Fatherhood Initiative Director, attended. The Commissioner of OCFS spoke, Damia Harris Madden, and also Kenneth Braswell, the CEO of Fathers Incorporated. And afterwards, there was a ceremony to acknowledge Mike and other government reps and other local and national fatherhood groups for welcoming them to serve on the Fatherhood Steering Committee. This Saturday, we're going to have our culminating Spring into Health event. We've been doing Spring into Health for 10 years. And the event will be happening at University Heights High School in the Bronx. And the focus of the event will be to, the focus is actually specifically about men's mental health, because this also being Mental Health Awareness Month. So the event will engage, encourage, empower, and connect fathers and families to a wide range of holistic services and expand healthcare access by enrolling them in health insurance. So if folks need to enroll in health insurance, there's more information about how to do that. So again, this being our 10th anniversary of Spring into Health, we've held over 60 events the past few months, and we're just so grateful that we can continue this important initiative. Almost done here. June 25th will be the 5th annual Affirming Fatherhood Conference that will be held at John Jay College. This year's conference will be held at John Jay, and we'll bring together practitioners and stakeholders committed to strengthening families and advancing father engagement across New York City. On August 25th to 27th, the state will be visiting us. It's their triennial review of accountability and compliance with standards. This happens every 3 years. They want to make sure that we are meeting the standards of being a good public community action agency. There's 50 standards they evaluate us on, and our teams have been meeting bi-weekly so far to collect the information needed to meet that review in a few months, and we're off to a good start. We've been having some good meetings, and, you know, we expect to be able to collect all the information needed well in advance of late August and be ready for that review. A few items about the NABs. In the third quarter, the 41 NABs have been meeting, and our team here has been ensuring that we're assessing their status of the board and strengthening their engagement with active members. 30 meetings across 35 NABs have been completed, and the rest will be completed by the end of June. And there will also be continued efforts to work with Bronx 1 and Queens 4 to ensure that they can recruit NAB members, because there's not active members at this time. Some neighborhood advisory board events coming up. The NAB appreciation event, Mosaic in Motion, will be on Monday, June 15th. So hope to see many of you there. And there will also be some 2 Zoom sessions coming up for NAB members. There's a NAB orientation on June 16th. There's an information session about National Night Out on June 24th. National Night Out this year will be on August 4th. So to conclude my remarks, I also want to take some time to acknowledge Anita Antonetti. I think many of you know that Anita will be moving on after this meeting in terms of her direct coordination of the CAB. And you know, I know that many of you have worked with her over the years, and Anita, I know that, you know, your dedication and commitment to this body has been integral to ensuring that this CAB and the NABs feel supported in their work, and that I know that a lot of the members here have leaned on you over the years, and you've been able to work with them and advise them on their roles, and for the CAB to be good partners with us and to oversee us, right? And I know that a lot of CAB members here have thanked you for your service and dedication over the years. And I know that you and I have had many conversations over the years about your work in community, and it's not a surprise to me that you've been so dedicated to this body all these years. So thank you, Anita. Thank you so much for all your years of service and your commitment to the CAB. And with that, I conclude my report.
Thank you very much for that report. Before I entertain a motion to accept the report, I couldn't agree more as far as the dedication and the incredible effort and work that Anita has done over the years. And we have an enormous appreciation and thanks to you, Anita, for what you've done. And there's really no words except for thank you. We will now entertain a motion to accept the Commissioner's report.
I make a motion, Rosemary Golston, make a motion, Mayor, I have a question. I'll see the second.
Second, Linda.
Artie, you were taking information of who first and second?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead with the question.
Should I take the mic, sorry?
Hi, Isaac, I have a quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
Do we know how many children are enrolled in the Summer Youth Employment Program? You don't have that number available right now?
A little over 100,000.
We're funded for 100,000 slots. In terms of the exact number of how many has been enrolled, I know we're pretty close, but I don't have the exact number at this time. But the funding for 100,000 slots is still there. It's there.
Oh, great, fantastic. That's a big number. I appreciate that. Thanks for the update.
Yes, that's excellent.
Thank you for your report. Mariel Ali, Director of Community Affairs for Manhattan Borough President Brad William Siegel. I wanted just to ask a little bit about the RFP process. We've received a lot of calls from constituents just wanting to kind of understand a little bit more about the process. Concerns around, for the new providers, how have we, how have they been engaging communities, principals, parents, concerns about that. Just so if you can speak a little bit to that. Thank you.
So I'll speak on what I do know, and we can always get back to you with additional information. I know we've definitely received some inquiries from organizations who had questions about their proposal and if they didn't get awards. And those organizations, if they wanted a meeting to learn about their proposal and score and how they did, that's definitely something that they can request. I believe there was a deadline for that. I think it may have passed, but that's definitely something we do with all RFPs, where if organizations have questions on how they scored and want to learn more about how they were evaluated, they can ask for that. In terms of new providers, a big part of the work of any provider when they start, even an existing one, is meeting with those families, right? Starting to build those relationships. And my understanding is our youth services team is working with those providers, especially the new ones, on how to arrange that and begin meeting with that. As the commissioner said in the budget hearing a few weeks ago, she really keyed in on that we really want to work on transitions at this time. So, yeah.
Thank you. Just a quick follow-up, if I can. Are there any cases where there are schools that are now left without after-school programs? Because we've also heard some of those concerns. Again, happy to kind of talk more offline, but just if you could speak to that and kind of how, through this new RFP, filling in those gaps, as you mentioned earlier. Thank you.
I don't have that answer right now, but we could follow up. So.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Herschel, Mr. Chairman, I just have a quick comment. I just want to say this past Sunday, I went to a program called 2K for 2K, which was sponsored by the mayor's office. I would just like to say, I would like to see more of that, not only in Manhattan, but in all 5 boroughs. Okay, if someone is there from the mayor's office, maybe you can let them know that the 2K for 2K program was a huge success this past Sunday, and I think it's something that he should roll out to all 5 boroughs and not just Manhattan.
Thank you. We will try to make sure the message is relayed. Appreciate that comment.
You're welcome.
We'll now entertain the motion again to accept the commissioner's report. Motion to accept. State your name for the record.
Second, Linda.
All those in favor say aye. Any nays? Anyone abstaining? So moved. It's a great pleasure to ask First Vice Chair Greg Hamburg to give the Governance Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the summary of the Governance Committee meeting which took place on May 20th is in your packet. We, as part of the agenda, discussed the CAB vacancies, Region 1 as well as Region 8. And as you heard in the opening remarks of the agenda, those have been filled by Mr. Abdas Shahid and Ms. Ileana De La Rosa. We also went over an update on the public sector vacancies, absences from the previous meeting. Thank you all that attended. We made quorum. There was a total of 9 members absent from that particular meeting. Old business, we'll discuss the election of the CAB officers, which will be taking place today. So the slate of all officers in all positions will be taking place, and those who are voted in will officially start their term at the next CAB meeting. There's a process in place in terms of balloting that members of the DYCD team will be assisting in helping to administrate. There is no new business. The meeting adjourned at 6:21. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now entertain a motion to accept the governance committee report.
Motion to accept by Linda.
Linda, thank you.
Second, Chris Toomer.
Chris Toomer is second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Anyone abstaining? So moved. Before we begin the official election procedure, I would like to make a comment to all of you. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve as a chairperson for the last 6 years. When I became chair, it was during COVID. It was a horrific time for the people here in New York and throughout the nation. Everyone we know lost someone, and when the opportunity came along for me to consider being the chairperson, it was Greg Hambrick who said, "Itchy, go for it." And my initial reaction was no, and it was because when I became a member of this board, Greg was the chair, and the outstanding job he did as a chair was, I felt, it's like a minor leaguer going into the major leagues, and it wouldn't be the right thing to do. With Greg's encouragement and support and being my mentor, I look back and I am proud of my accomplishments, but I know it's due to all of you working with me, and it's due to my dear friend on my left, Greg, who was so helpful in making it possible for me to serve as chair. But I would also like to add that people don't realize the responsibility of a chair. It's not just sitting here and calling for motions and reading, documentation. There's continuous communication with DYCD. There's paperwork that needs to be signed off on. It's an incredibly important and vital position. And I ask all of you to recognize that, and when you consider who to vote for, look for the individual who will serve this board best and ultimately serve the people of New York City best. Greg, who has the experience, is once again running for chair. While there's other suitable candidates, he is an outstanding candidate, and he has my full support and my vote. And also Mr. Modesty, Donovan Swanson, who up until now, his name did not appear on the ballot. And when I asked him before the meeting, Donovan what's the story? He says, well, there's other capable people as well. But if I'm nominated, I'm willing to continue. It gives me great pleasure to nominate Donovan, and he's, what? I'll name him later, okay. Just to finish off by saying we have a great group. Donovan has done a great job, an incredible job in the short period that he's been on the executive board. Susie's doing an outstanding job. These are individuals who have proven leadership skills. So hopefully all the people who are going to be voting today will take that into proper consideration. I'll now turn over the mic to whoever is going to be running the election process. If I can ask two individuals of the board who are not interested in any of the leadership positions, if they could be the ballot collectors, I would appreciate it. So if two folks can. Okay, Ms. Sadler, and will be the ballot collectors, and Ms. Sadler, if you will be so kind, and take the mic, and Anita will help walk you through the process.
All right, wait, okay, yes, you do. All right, we're gonna first have a member from the DYCD team explain for those on Zoom what this process is gonna be like. We'll also clarify for folks on the floor, as we understand there's been some recent development, and then we will begin from there. And again, thank you all for your patience, and thank you to DYCD staff in advance.
Hi everyone online. So what I'm going to do is put you in a breakout room, and a poll will show up with everyone who's running for each position. Able to click the person you'd like to vote for there. If you're having any issues, feel free to message me. This is Emily Rowland Kane speaking. Okay.
This is Gideon Dunkley. I'm going to drop out. I'm not going to participate in this voting process. Greg was formerly a board chair. I think he should drop out and give the and endorse Grace. That is my opinion. And I'm out. Good night. Let's go, Knicks. Have a good evening, everyone. Goodbye.
All right, thank you. We're also going to ask, just from an ethical standpoint, if folks can mute themselves moving forward and hold any personal comments at this time to be as impartial as possible. And again, noting I am able to facilitate up until the second vice chair, which then I will recuse myself so that then the process can continue. And so again, as shared online, and for folks that are here present, you can currently see all the candidates for all roles. Please make sure that you're looking at the ballots. Each candidate, yes, they should all be in your folders. If you do not have, at this time, please let us know for all members if you do not have ballots. All right, beautiful. For all of those in person, thank you. And so we're going to go position by position, starting with chairperson. Please again review the current nominees. We will allow the opportunity for anyone to be nominated on the floor. 1 second, sir, thank you. I just want to read full the instructions and then I'll allow the opportunity for any questions before we begin. We will allow for one additional name from the floor. One additional name. Each candidate will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I'm going to ask, and I'm assuming DYCD staff will assist in timing. We're going to honor 1 minute. We're going to honor 1 minute for folks that are physically here. And again, we will only accept one from the floor present. There will be a timekeeper noting your 30-second point, as well as your time when your time is up. After all candidates have spoken, then votes will be cast and collected by DYCD staff. Obviously, they're all here, but I just want to have DYCD staff all wave in the room so you understand who you're giving ballots to. You should not be giving ballots to anybody else other than DYCD staff. Counts will be verified by 2 members and then announced. Who's on the floor at this time? All right, beautiful. So we're going to begin the elections starting with chairperson. Your current candidates are Gregory Hambrick, Grace Lavaglio, and Linda Walters. Is there any nominations from the floor at this time? Thank you. Seeing as there are no nominations on the floor at this time, we're going to begin in the order in which you see on your ballot, starting with Greg Hambrick. Greg, you have 1 minute. And you may begin. DYCD, are you ready with timekeeping? Yep. All right, beautiful.
Thank you, and I'll be really quick and appreciate the comments that the chair said, but vote as your heart desires based on how we feel this board should continue to run. I've been on the CAB since 2007, so I think that's about 19 years. I've always served on this board as a private sector member. My career has been in human resources for various companies, from retail to hospitality to healthcare, and now in the entertainment business, serving as senior director of talent acquisition at Warner Music Group, where I tie in all of my hiring into the various programs that are administered by DYCD. Civil Youth Employment Program, Lattice for Leaders, the list goes on. It's incorporated as a strategic direction. So I'm just here to continue to serve on this board in the capacity that I'm able to do, serving all of the 5 boroughs in New York. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. We'll now hear from Grace Lavaglio. Sorry, apologies. Please keep remarks 1 minute.
Thank you so much. Before I read my statement, I would just like to say, no disrespect to you, Greg, but I just found out, I thought that was very inappropriate for what you did. Okay, because you're kind of just trying to stack the deck. That's how I see it. So, the reason I want to serve as chair on the CAB is because I believe strong communities are built when residents, youth service providers, and local leaders work together to address challenges and create opportunities. As chair, I would be committed to ensuring that the voices of community members are heard and reflected in the board's recommendations and priorities. Our neighborhoods face important issues, including youth development, educational opportunities, public safety, workforce readiness, senior services, and community engagement. And I believe the CAB, the CAB, can play a meaningful role in helping.
Gather in the morning.
What? I am passionate about empowering.
I'm so sorry, Grace.
That's a minute?
It's a minute.
Okay, well, consider a change. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. And now, the final candidate to be heard today is Linda Walters, who is joined by us virtually. Linda, and only Linda, you may come off mute and begin remarks. And begin remarks when ready. Linda?
Yes?
Okay, you may begin remarks when ready. You will have 1 minute. Please note, because our timekeeper is here in person, I would just come very close to the camera. So sorry, apologies, Linda. And so you're gonna have 1 minute. When giving your 1 minute, just please note your timekeeper is here to give you your 30-second mark as well as your time is up.
Okay, I'm going to speak on behalf of why I want to be the president of this, of DYC. Is that what I'm doing? I'm trying to hear you.
Yes.
Okay, well, you know what, I don't know why, but at the same token, I thought about it. No matter what happens, I'm already a chairperson in terms of being on the ground with my community, bringing back the information, helping them to, helping them to develop, helping them to learn about what's going on, and giving the resources that is needed, and directing them to the resources that is available. As my students always said to me, that you are a good resource to everybody, to the people in the classroom when I taught, to the people at the housing authority that I worked at, and to the people in my community. I don't come with a lot of information, however,
Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Linda. I apologize, but we have to acknowledge the 1 minute.
Okay, sorry, thank you.
No, thank you. All right, now you have the opportunity to cast your ballot for chairperson. Again, repeating the current candidates, and there have been no nominations for new names on the floor at this time. Your candidates are Gregory Hambrick, Grace Lavaglio, and Linda Walters. Please cast your vote. And for those here physically in person, please just raise your ballot, and a member from the DYCD team will collect. For those virtual, you are going to vote. DYCD, I'm so sorry, for the purposes of just, thank you. I would just shift that down, out of respect.
And if anyone online is having issues, please use the chat feature.
Yes, and only the chat. I want to try to be, thank you. Yes, exactly.
For chair, yes.
For chairperson.
I'm Grace, that's Linda up there.
All right, have all ballots been casted here in person? Yeah, please just raise your hand if you have a question, and then don't ask on the floor just because I don't want to jeopardize if people are still voting. DYCD, can someone come and answer the question? Yeah.
Okay, that was question. No, because we have a cap idea. Yeah. Everybody has a.
No, I just didn't want any questions.
Any more ballots?
Again, questions, please just ask at DYCD. All resolved.
For everyone who's online, have you cast your vote?
Yes, I have.
Again, those virtually, we're in a period of voting, so we ask everyone to be muted out of respect for the candidates. Thank you.
Is there any more ballots for this one?
All right, so all in-person ballots at this point have been casted. Virtual ballots are still being casted. We are gonna hold while folks tally. We're gonna hold while folks tally. Thank you for your patience.
All right, we're closing online voting for the chairperson.
Would have been nice.
Again, for those here as well as virtual, DYCD staff are simply doing a tally. And again, just for transparency's sake, there are going to be 2 tallies to verify. Oh, yes, so sorry. Apologies. 2 fellow board members, apologies. Okay. Again, I just want to, I already announced it, but just clarifying, it's not DYCD staff that are doing the counting, it's actually 2 impartial board members, just for clarity, for everyone's sake. All right, we are now ready to announce, who am I inviting to the floor? Yeah, it's.
Hi, okay, so, the results are Gregory, we have this.
For chairperson, Gregory Hambrick received 17 votes. Grace Lavaglia received 4 votes, and Linda Walters received 1 vote.
Thank you. Let's give all our candidates a hand. All right. And so we are now going to move on to the next election for first vice chairperson, governance committee chairperson. Your candidates are Rose Marie Dugan-Golston, Isaac Heschel, Maury Moss, And now we will entertain a nomination from the floor. If there is a nomination on the floor at this time, and only one. Seeing as there is no nominations at this time, we will only be considering the 3 candidates currently listed. We're going to ask the candidates to come and speak, similar as before, in order as listed, beginning with Rose Marie Dugan Goldston. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing your name, but hopefully I got it right. Perfect. You will have 1 minute. You will have a 30-second time card. Our timekeeper will be right here for you, and you may begin when ready.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rosemary E. Dugan Goldston. I am appointed to Community Board 14 by Queensborough President Donovan Richards, where I serve as second vice president. I serve as an auxiliary officer to the 100 precinct, and I serve as the recording secretary to the 100 precinct. I nominate myself for this position because I served in this role before as a Head Start vice president under ACS. I was the governing board governance person, and I also, I'm trying to do this so quick. I also serve as the governance board chairperson for my Head Start program. The grant was $3 million. I oversee that program for 2 years, hopefully, and I'm a recipient of the DYCD program. I'm an immigrant from Jamaica. I've used the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary Dugan Goldston. Now we will hear from Isaac Heschel.
Good evening once again. It will be a great pleasure to serve again as part of the executive committee of this board and to be the first vice chair to our new chairperson, Greg Hambrick. Will be a distinct pleasure and an honor to work with, and it would be an honor to serve as the first vice chair of this wonderful committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac. And we will now hear from Mari Moss.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Mari Moss. At first, I felt I was going to drop out because I felt it would be intimidating to run against the now chair, or the current chair of this board. But then I thought about, as I was growing up, at 14, my first job was through summer youth employment. When I lost friends to violence, I was inspired to start a youth organization in Peace TV. It was called Positive Events and Arts, Culture, and Education Television on Education Access Television. And I got funding.
Yeah, you can speak up.
We have to pause.
They're asking this for me to speak up. And I asked, I received funding from the Community Development Block Grants to keep young people off the streets and onto a positive pathway in their lives. And I'm so proud of what they've all accomplished in their lives. When I was I'm also a mother of 3 little Harlem girls. In the mayor's office, I helped a lot of businesses get started and operational in the community.
Thank you so much, Mari. I'm so sorry.
Well, thank you for the consideration.
All right, thank you so much. Now that you've heard from all candidates, now is the time to vote. I will repeat. You've heard from Rose Marie Dugan Goldston, Isaac Heschel, and Mari Moss. There were no new nominations on the floor, so you will be casting a vote for the following 3 candidates. You may cast now. And those digitally, via Zoom, it should have popped up on your window to cast your vote. We ask that there are no remarks on the floor. Thank you at this time. Are there any other ballots on the floor at this time? All right, we are going to allow a little bit more time for our folks joining us on Zoom.
For those virtual, has everyone completed voting?
If you have not completed.
Yes, I have voted.
All right, again, we're gonna ask folks to stay on mute. You'll have final moments for those virtual to vote.
Online voting is now closed.
Thank you. We are now going to have our impartial board members tally. And again, reiterating this process, there are 2 rounds of tallying to verify counts.
Ms. Mary Moss had 15 votes. Congratulations, Ms. Mary Moss. Isaiah Kerschel had 4 votes, and Ms. Rose Marie Dugan Golston had 3. Congratulations.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to recuse myself and invite an impartial member to chair this next piece.
So the next election will be for the second vice chairperson of the program committee. Gene Edwards is listed as one of the candidates. Now accepting nominations from the floor. And I believe that is Donovan Swanson. So if you have your ballots, please write in Donovan Swanson's name. Donovan, last name Swanson, S-W-A-S-O-N. S-W-A-N-S-O-N. And we are allowed to take another nomination from the floor, correct? Are there any other nominations from the floor for the second vice chairperson program committee? Rosemary, yes. Rosemary Dugan Galston. Yes. I'm pronouncing it correctly? Yes. All right. Rosemary Dugan Galston. The spelling of her name is up on the screen if you need help with that. So there are two names we are adding in addition to Gene Edwards, Donovan Swanson and Rosemary Dugan Galston. And we are taking those two names from the floor, so I believe now it is closed, correct? Gene Edwards,
Yes,
you have 1 minute.
thank you. This will be quick.
As mentioned earlier, Donovan, you've done a phenomenal job. I was actually on that training with Roma. I learned a lot. And for those reasons given, I declined the nomination. I don't run on ego. So if somebody's doing a great job, I'm not going to run against you just to hold office. One thing I would be remiss not to say, I'm not seeing enough programs for the Bronx. When I come to these meetings, everything is Brooklyn, pretty Manhattan, and beautiful Queens. Gloria and I talked about this, and this is one of the reasons why I was running. I need to see more from the Bronx, and I will be on a program committee to assist you if you are to win, sir.
Told you to be quick.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gene Edwards. Appreciate that. Next up is Donovan Swanson. And just to repeat, Gene Edwards gave his comments, but he has declined his nomination, so please cross his name out on your ballot. The two candidates will be Donovan Swanson and Rosemary Dugan. Donovan?
Good evening, my name is Donovan Swanson. I'm the Director of Programs and Education Engagement for the Office of the Brooklyn Borough President. I first want to apologize. I think there might have been a lapse just because I couldn't be here in the April meeting because it conflicted with the Borough President's State of the Borough address. I actually could not physically be here. However, I have been the chairperson for the last 2 years. Anyone that has joined the Programs Committee knows I run a tight and efficient meeting. I do really hold our providers the space to share their concerns. It's not just for DYCD selected orgs to talk at us, but for us to really get to the meat of things. And just for context, for those that aren't familiar with me, before working for the Borough President's Office, I've worked in schools. I was a community school director. I operated a campus-based program. I operated the 21st century learning contract. And I also have context because DYCD, DOB, ACS are all under my portfolio. So the things we hear from the commissioner are all within my day-to-day work. And so I hope you guys choose me. And again, tight, efficient, and holding folks accountable. Thank you.
Thank you, Donovan. And next up is Rosemary Dugan Galston.
Hi guys, so yes, I'm back at it again. I don't ever give up. Lastly, I'd like to add While serving as a NAB member for the Community Board 14, I took on the task, I was the vice president for Hammer Houses Tenant Association where I live. I took on the task of becoming the garden leader. Currently, I'm working with Assembly Member Khalil Anderson to have our communal garden space with 19 beds turned into a vegetable gardens that will feed the 14 buildings in Hamos with over 1,000 residents. So I am only looking for an opportunity to learn as much as I can to represent the people within Community Board 12 and 14. Community Board 12 is my former community, which is South Jamaica, Queens, and now I live in Rockaway. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary. So, those are the nominees. Again, Donovan Swanson, Rosemary Dugan Galston. You can fill out your ballots and hand it to one of any of the two members of the CAB. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. And all that, she'll let us know?
Online voting has begun.
Come on.
Has everyone online cast their vote? All right, we'll be closing the online poll.
Are there any more votes? Anyone completing the ballot or needs a ballot to be picked up by a member of the CAB, please raise your hand. Okay, I think we have all the votes in to be tallied.
Okay, for the office of second vice chairperson, program committee chairperson, though off the ballot, Jean Edwards did receive 2 votes. Donovan Swanson received 15 votes. Rose Marie Dugan-Golston received 6 votes.
All right, and for the final ballot, so the final, I apologize. All right, so for the next ballot, we will be voting on the 3rd vice chairperson, Strategic Partnerships Committee chairperson. Reading currently the candidates, we have Rhonda F. Joseph, as well as, okay, so Rhonda unfortunately is not present, and so therefore can no longer be considered and voted on. That means the current candidate listed is Susan Tannenbaum. And give me 1 second. All right, and so at this time, we will accept, are we accepting one or now? Because, okay, we will accept 2 nominations from the floor at this time. Are there anyone that would like to be nominated on the floor? All right, Grace Lavaglio, apologies guys. And so if everyone can look at the screen, that is the spelling of Grace's name. Again, please remove Rhonda F. Joseph, as she is currently not here, or both in person and virtual, and please add Grace Lavaglio, her name as listed. And now we will accept another nomination from the floor at this time. Seeing as there's none, we'll now move into a period of remarks. Each candidate will have 1 minute. We may begin in the order that's currently listed, and so Susan Tannenbaum will begin.
Very much. Okay, so I am the Director of Nonprofit Opportunities for Queens Borough President Donovan Richards. So my work is to assist and empower nonprofits. That's what I do. I wanted you to know why I love serving on the DYCD CAB. This is the legacy of LBJ's War on Poverty, which came directly out of the Civil Rights Movement, which empowered our communities of color and really benefited all of us. It is a privilege to work with all of you on the CAB. What I bring to this position is commitment, care, and continuity. One of the things that we focus on in our committee meetings is how to educate our elected officials on the importance of filling their vacancies on the NABs. And that's what I pledge to do, continue to do. Thanks.
Thank you, Susan. And now we will hear from Grace Lavaglio, who will have 1 minute.
Okay, thank you so much. If at first you don't succeed, try again, right? I am a grassroots community leader. I am involved with many different community-based organizations. I believe I can bring a different perspective to the executive board as a woman, as a mother, grandmother, great-grandmother. My great-grandson is autistic, and I've noticed there are things that are not there. They're not in place. As a senior citizen, there are things that are not in place for seniors. As someone who is involved in the community, I see that there is nothing in place to prevent guns violence. It's always after the fact. I have ideas, I have ways of doing things differently, I think outside the box, and I would love to have a chance to work with the new board. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris.
It's okay to give a hand to both of our candidates, okay? All right, and seeing as there was no other individuals voted on the floor, again, want to remind folks, Rhonda F. Joseph, it cannot be considered as she is not present both virtual and in person. We are considering the two candidates, Susan Tenenbaum as well as Grace Lavaglio. You may cast your votes now. Those joining virtual, you should see a window pop up for you to vote. Once you have voted, please hand your ballots to a DYCD staff member. Thank you.
Anyone else? Online voting is open. Okay, it looks like we have everyone. I will close the poll.
Thank you. Are there any other ballots for in person? There's one more ballot. All right, thank you. We're now in a period of tallying.
Okay, we had 1 abstain, 6 for Grace Lavaglio, and 15 for Susan Tenenbaum. Congratulations, Susan.
All right, thank you so much. We are now going to vote on secretary. At this time, we currently have no candidates, and we are accepting up to 3 nominations on the floor. We have 2 hands first acknowledging the order I saw. We are first recognizing a nomination from Rosemary. I want to just get the full name correctly.
Okay, Rosemary Elizabeth Dugan-Gostin.
Rosemary Elizabeth Dugan.
Underscore, 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 nominated from the floor. Underscore, 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 underscore.
That is text-to-speech, everyone, because we love technology. I want to, and no one interpreted that as a jab towards any candidate. Sorry, that really threw me off. All right, so we are going to again recognize the first nomination on the floor heard was Rosemary Elizabeth Dugan Golston. And then we had a second nomination from the floor.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the second nomination on the floor at this time is Grace keep on, I'm so sorry. Lavaglio. When it's right in front of me, Alright, and so again, for those virtual as well as in person, for those in person, you are going to write in these nominations. Please make sure to check for spelling out of respect for the candidates. And then for those virtual, when the time pops up, you will vote on the, is there a final nomination on the floor? Is there a final nomination on the floor? Seeing as there's no other nominations on the floor this time, we will only be considering Rosemary Dugan Golston as well as Grace Lavaglio. We are going to have them offer remarks in the order you see here, beginning with Rosemary Dugan Golston. You may begin when ready.
Okay, everyone, this is an easy role. I am currently serving as the recording secretary for Rockaway Beach Civic Association, and I'm the corresponding secretary for the 100 precinct in the Rockaways. I have served as secretary to Head Start programs and all the other community boards that I volunteer with. I tend to record meetings, so this would be easy, and I did get clarification as to the role and responsibilities. So thank you for your vote. Third time is a charm.
All right, thank you. And now we will hear from Grace Lavaglio.
Got it right.
What's in front of me?
Third time's the charm is right, you got it right. So yes, I'm the current recording secretary, and I like to do what I do. Reading the names and making sure everybody is, I like to pronounce names, I'm very good at pronouncing names. But as far as being in the community, I don't have titles like a lot of people do. Like I said, I'm grassroots, and I deal with actual people in the community instead of with elected officials. I mean, I deal with them as well, but so I would like to maintain my position as recording secretary. I think I've done a pretty good job for the last couple of years, and I hope I'll get your vote. Thank you.
Thank you to both candidates. We will now move into a period of voting. Again, you are voting for secretary. The two candidates are as follows: Rosemary Dugan Golston as well as Grace Lavaglio. You may cast your vote both in person as well as virtual.
Online voting is also open. And I believe everyone has voted, so I'll close it shortly.
Thank you to all those virtual. Please, again, if you are voting in person, once done, make sure a DYCD staff member has collected.
Did everyone in the room who wanted to cast a ballot handed it in? Is anyone missing? Someone step out of the room? It's okay.
No, it's not. Just for accuracy. No, we were counting photos.
For the office of secretary, Rosemarie Dugan Goldston has 12 votes. Grace Lubaglio has 6 votes, and there are 3 votes that were abstained.
Thank you to all candidates. And last but certainly not least, we have the election for parliamentarian. At this time, we have no nominations. We are accepting nominations on the floor. We can accept up to, I think that's a mistake, I think it should be 3, is it 3? It should be 3 nominations we can accept on the floor at this time. Would anyone like to nominate someone or nominate themselves? All right, thank you, Grace. Thank you. So we have accepted a nomination on the floor